Big shout out to Boss Like Adam, Rare Junk 04, and that one Jay Breezy for the latest follows for Casa de la Horismo. Don't go away. The latest rendition of Gears Freaks up next. For all you fans who aren't caught up with the latest Here's the latest Gears Freaks. Green flag racing for the yellow 1-250.
That one's on me. I take responsibility for that.
Oh, there goes my fucking playoffs.
We're wrecking.
Guys, lap 12.
Travis, I can't go anywhere. Okay, you can push me now.
Still not me behind you. Wrecking. Shit, Parent, nice save.
Karen, I'm so sorry. I'm actually like deeply sorry. I did not mean to do that.
Somebody was on the apron and just came up into a pack.
Wow.
Oh, that was flinch. Ah, shit.
I'm taking back my confidence.
That fucker, I'm wrecking him.
Good win, David.
Good. Appreciate it.
And that was it for that latest rendition of Gears Freaks. Let's bring you in the booth now. Again, good evening. I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. The Horse Boat, getting ready for the Earnhardt Tribute 200 here live at Richmond Raceway. A lot of stuff to unpack from Talladega last week. But more importantly, the standings and where things are. Again, we are now down to the final 8. And it's really shaping up to be a wild next couple of races here leading into the cutoff point for the final 4. But let's take a look into, give me 1 second here as I try to figure out what the heck I'm doing. There we go. Exactly what we have to look at. Again, tonight starts round 2 of Richmond Raceway for the Earnhardt Tribute 200. And then a week from tonight, we'll be at Auto Club for the Kevin Harvick Tribute 200. Homestead, Miami is the cutoff there in October. 134 laps for Jimmy Johnson, Southernmost Tunnel 200. Again, you need to have a solid finish here tonight. Again, our thoughts and prayers are going out with people who are affected by the hurricane here down in the south as that works its way through. I think it's down to a tropical storm, if I recall correctly. But alas, we're still here. Let's take a look into the points. See where things stand. Again, Van Drugman, a 73-point lead to the good. Doing all he can. Brad Gutierrez, 30 points to the cutoff. Perrin Huggins, 16 points. And then Connor Rowe and Mike DeWalt in a very tight race. Justin Shoup and the rest of the crew not far behind. So, again, first is kind of out of reach. But a bad night for the 84, the 8, or the 5. And a good night by the anybody in the cutoff line might jaunt up a little bit. Again, this is race 1 of 3 of round 2. And alongside me here, if I believe he's still here, Matt Albert. Matt, how are you, buddy?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
Hanging tough, man. Getting my beverage on a long Friday for work for me. But, yeah, I'm doing wonderful, man. Ready to get this rolling here Friday night.
Yeah, I think that we're going to have a really good show tonight, especially with the it looks like a bit of a smaller field size, so we shouldn't have to worry about too many cautions kind of ruining the flow of the action.
You would hope. You would hope. Again, tonight's race, we have no stage breaks or anything like that. If you're new to this channel, tonight's race will be 200 laps, no stages or stage breaks, as I mentioned before. Cars will come in with 4 tire sets. It looks like max fuel capacity of 70%. Was told previously that you can go about 90 laps on a fuel run. See if they make it there. I do hope that they do, because then really it's a 2-stop race. But again, a lot on the line for these 8. Again, I'll bring that back in. while I can, and I'll bring that in throughout the night. Again, we won't have live updates for you or anything like that, anything special. But that's how it stands. Van Drugman, Brad Gutierrez, Perrin Huggins, and Connor Rowe above that cutoff line. But Mike DeWalt, Justin Shoup, Kyle Munson, and Travis Stroney within earshot of Perrin Huggins and Connor Rowe. Again, a bad race for the 8 or the 5, even the 84 might drag you in to the cutoff line. Again, that all goes if the bottom 4 finish well, and looks like all of them are pretty fast here tonight going into Richmond. Flying high up above in the meandyourmom.com blimp cam for this one. Again, this is the Earnhardt Tribute 200. I myself, when I think about this race, Dale Earnhardt, he was very good at Richmond. Super speedway racing, I think what he was best known for sometimes, as far as in the later years. Talladega was just something he always tore up every time. Checkers or wreckers, in my opinion. But Matt, when you think of Dale Earnhardt, and I know he was probably before your time, what do you think about the legend?
Man, I mean, the Intimidator is what you think of when you think of him. When you think of him, I think of short track racing. Beyond just the Daytona and Talladega escapades that he had, beyond his dominance of Talladega and his dominance of Daytona, as long as it wasn't the 500, you think of the Richmonds and you think of the Bristol night race. These are the exact type of races where you expected the Intimidator to show up and win.
Yeah, and you know, a lot of people have a lot of controversy, or a lot of people think of the controversy that happened with Austin Dillon. Honestly, I don't think that was anything like Dale Earnhardt would have done. I think if he was going to just push you, he was going to push you. Yeah, I wouldn't put the 3 to that to rest, I guess.
I would think that he would probably make the first move that Austin made, but probably not the second move that he made. That's my interpretation of that.
Probably make it look a little bit cooler than what happened for sure. But again, Richmond, 200 laps here tonight. Getting ready to go. 480 followers out of 520 away. Told Mike I would do something very special if that would happen tonight. I don't think it will, but I'm going to hold out a little bit of hope. Again, grab a beverage. Qualifying is up next. Only here on Casa de la Horseboat. All right, we are going to get set and ready to rumble with qualifying. Let's see if we can find ourselves a driver. Not just any old driver. Let's get a playoff driver. Oh, man, we picked the wrong dude. Connor Rowe drifting like a Fast and Furious Tokyo Drift. Starting off on a bad note for the 5, but we're going to hang around with him because I kind of thought it was funny. Here we go. 2 laps. Connor Rowe. And Richmond is not an easy track for most people. A lot of discipline to be on that brake. Roll out of these corners nice and smooth. Get that right angle, maybe Kurt angle, who knows. First lap for Connor Rowe. He is on the pole with a 22:20.
It looked like it's going to be his only lap, Tom.
Yeah, it does. It does. He's going to park it. Another guy on the track right now, Justin Shoup with a 22:54. Puts himself 6th fastest. Going around for lap 2. Got a little loose on the backstretch, so I didn't think anything would be faster there. A 22.89, but good enough for 7th here tonight. On the front row so far is Rocket Racing between Connor Rowe and Mike DeWalt. Here's Ryan Robertson, the 66. Another one that's just getting loose off of 2. It crashes on the backstretch on the inside wall. No bueno. .23.05, good enough for 14th. Van Drugman, lap 2. Let's see what he has with that Sirius XM Toyota Camry.
Top of the board.
Yeah, top of the board. He'll get credit for the pole, if I'm correct, Matt, but he's going to have to serve an EOL tonight.
Yes, the 45 will be getting the bonus points for the pole position tonight, but will be serving his EOL from last week at Talladega.
Again, I used to do that Gears Busted, and I always thought that was awesome. Probably should have brought it back for the playoffs just so you can understand the penalties and what's going to happen. Again, you're not in the Discord, you're not aware, but the penalties last week handed out. Most important one that we're going to talk about here is the 45 of Van Drugman getting penalized for, let me double check. I know you probably know better than I would, but the penalties issued. Looks like Drugman will receive an L3 penalty in careless driving, which resulted in an EOL. Josh Cole tonight in the 22 machine, you will not see him on the track. He has a 1-race suspension, and Keaton Salyers as well in the 19, serving a 1-race suspension. You all know him as the 2022 Gears Cup Series champion. Not very champion-like for that, but it's all right. Again, 200 laps coming up next. Right here on Casa de la Horseboat. We're going to cut to an ad commercial so we can get that out of the way and get you to Green Flag Racing. Welcome back to the Earnhardt Tribute 200, sponsored by Amon Gerbach out of Charlotte, North Carolina. Give him a buzz if you need your stuff done. Again, medical supplies, I believe. Not really trained on who exactly they are, but we'll find out as we go along. Live with me tonight in the booth is Matt Albert. Looks like he will be participating with me instead of out on the track. Again, Matt, thank you so much for coming out here and doing your thing with me tonight. I know you probably would much rather be racing, but up at the booth you go.
Yeah, I'm actually going to be dipping my tires into both tonight because I'm going to be starting parking just to hopefully benefit my teammates and take some points away because we've noticed there's a playoff driver missing tonight. We're missing Perrin Huggins tonight.
We are missing P. Huggies. He is without power from the hurricane. Looks like he will not be racing tonight. Hopefully everything is all right as far as his safety, his family, all of that. Again, that hurricane ripping through. I think it's now down to a tropical storm. But, yeah, I've heard somewhat like 25 people are not with us here today. So, a somber moment in time. That hurricane kind of caught people off guard. It sucks. Our thoughts are with them tonight. Again, the Earnhardt Tribute 200, Richmond Raceway here for the Gears Cup Series. Round 2, race 1 of 3. Race 28 of 33 if you're keeping a scorebook at home live here at Casa de la Horseboat. It's been an awesome season. It's been awesome to be with all of you as we get ready for tonight's race. Again, it feels like the playoffs are sinking in. We are here. We are in the thick of it. By the end of October, coming November, we will have crowned a champion, and it undoubtedly will be a new champion here in Gears. Tonight, on the front row, your pole sitter going to serve an EOL. So it's going to change things a little bit, but Van Drugman sitting there in row 1, Connor Rowe on the outside of him. Row 2, Mike DeWalt and Travis Stroney. In row 3, we have the 24 of Nathan Fuller and the 14 of Ethan Burrell somewhere over the rainbow. 69 of Jonathan Militia and Kyle Munson in the house here tonight. If my cameras will work right, that is awesome. There we go, Jonathan Militia, Kyle Munson, Jeff Gilmore, and James Bowles will be in row 5. Row 6 is going to be the 999 playoff contending Justin Shoup, and the outside of him, the 42 of Jeremy Beal. In row 7, we have Blake Schneider and the 33 of Brandon Meyer. In row 8, we have on the inside the 66 of Ryan Robertson, and on the outside of him, the 25 of Christopher Pugliese. The 20 of Colby Hogan. Hell yeah, brother, making his return in the Gears of War E-Day machine. On the outside of him is going to be the 07 of Joseph Enright. The 11 of Matthew Weeks and the 84 of Brad Gutierrez, playoff contending Brad Gutierrez in row 10. In row 11, we have the number 12 of Robert Fitzpatrick Sr. And on the outside of him, Matt Albert. And in the caboose, Stephen Gurley Jr.
I will note I've embarrassingly left my playoff banner on my car as a non-playoff driver.
You're a
Slap
loser.
on the wrist for that.
Yeah. Just reminiscing
We'll have to
about
flip.
old times. You're like that high school football player that won like a state championship, and you're just hanging on to that feeling.
Yeah,
As
I'll
best
let
as
that
you
lap
can.
in June.
You
I'll let
know.
that one lap in June.
Dude, that was so much fun. And the lap that he's referring to, oh God, I forget the track now. Good Lord.
Oh, good grief! You can't forget the track. It was in Monza, in
It
Italy.
was Monza. It was Monza. Yeah. Already feeling great. Amon Gerbach is pioneer in dental CAD/CAM technology and one of the leading innovators of preferred full-service providers in digital dental prosthetics. That is fantastic.
That's good to know.
And I can't believe I was able to say that clearly. Again,
Impressive
tonight's
coherence
race is hyped up to be a good one. Thank you, Amon Gerbach. Hopefully I'm saying that correct for sponsoring tonight's race. The winner of tonight is going to get a cool $10. And a random person in the field, am I correct, is going to win an additional $10.
That is correct, Tom. A random driver will be receiving a $10 prize tonight. That is a caveat of the Stephen Gurley sponsorship, so thank you, Stephen Gurley, for that.
hey, I can't hate on that when it's a random person. That means anybody legit has a chance to win, and I love that.
That means I have a chance to win $10.
You have a chance to win $10. How do you feel?
I feel like I'm gonna be very lucky and win the $10.
Oh my goodness.
Calling my shot.
Calling his shot. Again, we're going to call our shot right away. Connor Rowe and Mike DeWalt now on the front row. Good boy 360. Boogity, boogity, boogity. Let's go line. Yeah, thank you very much. I appreciate that. It's been a long week, ladies and gentlemen. I apologize. I might have gotten started a little early on the weekend. All right, here we go. Getting ready to go green flag racing here very shortly. Again, you're looking at the front of the field tonight. The gold banners above the windshield of these drivers indicate playoff contention, except for the 48.
And the 33. We can include him in that.
And the 33. Okay, yeah, and the 33. No penalties will be handed out for this nonsense. Maybe we should.
We'll just try to remind everyone for next week.
A friendly reminder. Hopefully tonight we'll get some in-race, in-car interviews going on, if time allows, and then the Gears Cup Series post-race show gets sponsored by tonight on Kerbach. Earnhardt Tribute 200 getting set and ready to go. Green flag action here at Richmond. Again, we saw in the beginning, or I should say in practice, a lot of people getting loose out of 2 with those cold tires. Hopefully people can keep it together early on. Whoa, see Colby Hogan getting a little shaky. Mike DeWalt out in front. Again, Van Drugman having to serve an EOL from last week. Will be in the back of the pack and have to work his way up. Lucky for him, the field is not full. Mike DeWalt, your leader. Connor Rowe, Nathan Fuller, Travis Stroney, Ethan Burrell, your top 5 currently. And we've got action here with Jeff Gilmore and Kyle Munson, James Bowles, and Justin Shoup. Again, braking points crucial at this track and being aware of everybody else around you when you do it. Right on board with the 42 of Jeremy Beal. Go Beal fast.
Beal fast.
I am told. Oh, there goes Colby Hogan. Around he goes. And Jonathan Militia does the same. Let's back that ass up for your first Gears Cup Series instant replay, sponsored by MeandYourMom.com. Take a walk around the block with Colby Hogan, see what happened here. Number 20 there, that red and black focused on. Looks like James Bowles got a little high out of there. Nothing going right there as they head into 1. This is where we need to pay attention here. Yeah, he just loses it. I think he got on the brake a little too hardcore. Sometimes when you live hardcore, you are hardcore. That's what happens when you're way too hardcore. 69 of the come and go. I believe did something similar ahead. Yeah, just lost it in a similar spot. He was not so lucky banging up the front end of his car. And as somebody said in practice, because Jonathan Militia's here, which means this race will not go green flag racing.
An excellent point by that chatter, whoever made that point.
Yeah, whoever made that point. Whoever. Is it whomever?
I think, is it both interchangeably? That's what it's used.
I don't know. Let's talk with the 69, find out what the hell happened to him. Hey, Militia, how you doing?
Not too good. I spun out.
Why?
But it's all right.
Explain
We're
to
good, though.
America and the rest of the world why you suck.
Good question, dude. I let off the brake and it just kind of went around on me. I'm lucky it wasn't worse. I'm glad I didn't collect
Sure.
anyone. But hey, my car feels good. I have pace. I have speed. So we'll just see. It's a long race. I don't mind.
Yeah, I'm just
How much
giving you a
damage
hard
did
time.
you how much damage did you end up with, if any?
Optional is like 30 seconds. But
Nah,
even
that's
then,
nothing.
it's nothing. So
Well, I wish you the best
nothing
of luck,
required.
man. Make sure
Appreciate it.
you keep that car off the wall.
Oh yeah, appreciate it.
That was Jonathan Militia, Road Soda Motorsports team owner. I don't know who's the number 1 driver on that team.
I'd wager it's the one still in the playoffs in the top 8.
Okay, we'll go with that. Mike DeWalt, your leader currently. Nathan Fuller, Connor Rowe, Ethan Burrell, Travis Strode, Kyle Munson, Jeff Gilmore, Justin Shoup, Blake Schneider, and Van Drugman rounding out your top 10. Again, the 45 making their way back up through the field slowly but surely. At Raceway, at Richmond Raceway, you kind of have to pick your spots.
I agree. We're definitely going to have to pick your spots as you pick your way through traffic tonight. I think once people get single file, though, and we get out of the craziness of a restart, the 45's not going to have any problems picking people off one by one. It's not until he gets to the top 4 that I think he's going to maybe start having problems.
Sure. Again, everybody knows, especially around the garage, that Van Drugman is the guy to beat. He's got a big padded lead. It could deteriorate if the drivers choose to be that way. Again, they race them hard. Everybody races everybody pretty hard in this league. I'm not going to lie. There's a lot of take, no give. Sometimes. But the one thing that I will say that brings gears above the rest is their competitive passion for racing. And you got to love to watch it here every Friday night, as I do. Mike DeWalt and Nathan Fuller on the front row getting ready to go. DeWalt controls the field in the Geico restart zone. He's going to get back at it for the Earnhardt Tribute 200 here at Richmond. Jabbering along. A lot of these drivers you see here, playoff drivers up near the front. See a lot of gold banners. Mike DeWalt getting out to a good 2-car length lead. Ethan Burrell, Connor Rowe side by side. Gilmore getting sideways. In the grass goes Gilmore, but he's going to keep it together and it's going to stay green. Very mindful.
At the end of the day, very good car control from Gilmore there. It
Absolutely.
stepped out on him, but he gathered it back up and especially didn't get it back into the field. Caused a bigger incident.
Yeah, again, right turning back in the field is not recommended. As you see here, Van Drugman now up in the 7th. Brad Gutierrez and Justin Shoup right behind him. Again, a lot of gold banners right up here. What you like to see, right on board with the 40 of Kyle Munson.
Right now we've got all 7 of the playoff drivers here are in the top 9, so the cream of the crop is really rising.
Caution, yellow flag.
Oh, we got a caution.
Oh, and we got another caution. Not sure what happened. We're going to try to find it if we can. Oh. Looks like Joseph Earnhardt here. Let's see what we got. That's Celsius 07 Chevrolet Camaro. Lyndon LaVita Loca getting loose. Taking Ryan Robertson with him. Ryan Robertson was able to save it with minimal damage. Militia almost feeling the burn. Let's ride on board with Joseph and kind of get perspective on what happened with that 07 machine. The 1J Breezy says LaJoy vibes.
I think that's his intention there, Breezy.
I love that. That really, I don't know. 07 there with the blunder, but that's okay. Second caution of the evening. Jay Breezy, big shout out. Thank you for subscribing with Prime. Appreciate that a lot. Goes a long way. Feeds my habit for iRacing and broadcasting iRacing. I love those mini stocks. Y'all played the mini stocks yet? They're fantastic.
Oh boy, they're a blast.
They really are. And Mike DeWalt leading most of this race. But the 45 not too far behind. Talk around the garage this week was of the suspensions of the 19 and the 22. They are with us in our hearts here this week. Shout out. Again, next week we will be at Auto Club Speedway for the Kevin Harvick Tribute 200, 100 laps around Auto Club, and that is October 4th. Be there alongside us, as it'll be race 2 of 3 in round 2 of the Gears Cup Series playoffs. We'll have one more lap here before we go back to green flag action. Let's take another look post Talladega. Let's start around 2 where the points stand at the moment. Van Drugman, Brad Gutierrez, Perrin Huggins, and Connor Rowe, your top 4. Again, Perrin Huggins not here tonight due to the hurricane and the after effects of that. They are without power. So he will get a provisional, I believe. Maybe, just maybe, he can hang on. It's going to be hard. Love a points thing for Donut, Jay Breezy. Mike DeWalt, Nathan Fuller, row 1. Connor Rowe, Ethan Burrell, row 2. Travis Stroney, Kyle Munson, row 3. Brad Gutierrez and Van Drugman, row 4. Rounding out the top 10 and in row 5, Colby Hogan and Justin Shute. Back to green flag action here for the Earnhardt Tribute 200 at Richmond Raceway.
Everybody's getting real aggressive now. Side-by-side action
like
for the lead.
Ethan Burrell to the inside, and here we go, meow.
Oh, Hogan!
Oh, my goodness, I just saw it. Big crash. What is going on here tonight? Again, Friday night racing at its finest. Jockeying for position. Justin Shoup just took Colby Hogan for a ride. Don't think there was anything malicious in that, but it caused a big ruckus, rigmarole, if you want to call it, out on the track. Let's ride along with Justin Shoup to get the scoop on what happened here with the 999 and the 20. Looks like the 20 made a move a little too late. Van Drugman and Kyle Munson involved in that as well. Collateral damage, but really no damage at all. Maybe, let's see here, of Kyle Munson. Looks like he got his stuff back together, so no real damage done. That was just unfortunate there. Third caution of the night. Again, it's a competitive atmosphere. A lot of people know that these top 8 are playing for a lot. You know, round 2 is when you really start. If you make it to the top 8, you're really starting to feel it now. Top 16, if you can slide on top 8, that's easy enough with decent finishes, especially with the schedule that we've had. Coming into this next round, though, you're going to have to take a little skill, a little patience. Battle through the field. Sometimes getting up through the field is the hardest part. See, Van Drugman, the best driver in gears, arguably. Got an EOL started last. He has worked his way up to 7th, but up to that point, he's not been able to advance further. He's going to make me eat my words, I'm sure of it. But at this moment, he's not leading laps. And that's huge for the rest of the field. Again, if you're behind Van Drugman, you don't really, you really want to get around him. But there's a long way to go. With no stages, you have time.
So just for a bit of strategy talk here, we're looking at just under 180 laps to go. And earlier in the stream, you mentioned how we had about a 90-lap tank of fuel here. We just had car 66 Ryan Robertson and car 24 Nathan Fuller pit under this caution, so they should be able to make it on one stop if we happen to go green to the end.
That is great information, and happy to have you in the booth to feed us that knowledge.
Happy to be here, and I'm hoping to round out the rest of the playoffs up in the booth as long as we can avoid any more negative circumstances as a league.
Oh, we'll be fine. We're cruising. Ethan Burrell and Mike DeWalt on the front row. Connor Rowe, Travis Stroney, Brad Gutierrez, Kyle Munson, Van Drugman, Justin Shoup, James Bowles, and Jeremy BBL Beal rounding out the top 10. Again, a lot of these guys trying to be spoilers. If you're not in the playoffs and you're here right now, you know what your job is. You know what your mission is, and that is to spoil the party for the rest of the playoff drivers. Green flag racing back at it. The smoke rendition off his Depot 14 of Ethan Burrell. Getting down to business. Burrell, Rowe, DeWalt, Gutierrez, and Drugman, your top 5.
And if you ask the garage, the hardest man to pass in the Gears Cup Series is that driver of the 5 car right there, Connor Rowe. And he's holding up everyone behind him right now and letting Ethan Burrell pedal away.
He drives like an asshole, and I love it. Look at that. He won't even let his own teammate by.
Trust me, I have some experience with that this season.
Van Drugman is going to get no quarter given between this group of cars right here. They're going to race him hard. Not give him any space if they can allow for it. But you see Drugman moving up with patience. And again, that's what you need to dominate a series like he has this year. 8 wins on the year. Young man hasn't even hit the ceiling yet with his potential. Again, Ethan Burrell, Connor Rowe, Brad Gutierrez, Van Drugman, and Kyle Munson, your top 5. Mike DeWalt, James Bowles, Travis Stroney, Justin Shoup, and Blake Schneider in the 6, rounding out your top 10. Big shout out to the 6-week machine and Blake Schneider. I like him as a driver. Always gets into a string of bad luck. I feel like he's in the wrong place at the wrong time most of the time. But he's a good driver with tremendous skill. And as you can see, holding down the top 10. Biggest mover so far of the night is the 84 Brad Gutierrez. Started 20th, now has worked his way up into 3rd, holding Van Drugman off, but for how long? As the 45 looks to the inside, trying to make that pass. 84 says not this time. Drugman now making his move a little bit earlier. Side by side out of 3 and 4 out to the front stretch back into 1. Drugman working that inside lane side by side. These playoff drivers go. Again, the 45 in first place in points and the 84 in second. So a literal battle of the top dogs in gears. Again, Gutierrez slapping that wall for the second straight lap. 45 is a hard driver to compete with. He's going to concede position for now. Oh, Kyle Munson!
The yellow flag is out.
Kyle Munson,
that's some playoff
day
implications
is done.
right there.
Right there. He ate shit on that outside wall. We just caught it. Let's back that ass up for the Gears Cup Series. Instant replay, which is not as instant as I thought. But let's ride along with Kyle Munson. See what the hell happened here. He loses it and snaps it right into the wall. Taking Travis Stroney with him. Stephen Gurley, our race sponsor. Oh, man.
And that's really that's ruined the days of the vast majority of drivers under the playoff cutoff right now. That's Shoop, that's Munson, that's Stroney, all involved in that crash.
Yeah, that was a big playoff implicating crash right there. They'll take you on board again, or excuse me, on the blimp cam, just so you can get a perspective of what happened. Angles in there, and it just snaps to the right. And the way he bounced off that wall, that was probably icing. Ooh, and Nathan Fuller just getting hit head on there as well. Oh, man. Wow. I'm honestly just floored by that accident there. Absolutely. So we had some good racing there going on. Good battles. And unfortunately for the 40, that ended his night. I'm afraid to bring people in for this in-race interview. Oh, man. Yeah, it looks like a couple of people I was going to bring in have immediately gone out of the chat, so I would assume that was not fun. Again, powering through this race. Had some trouble spots again. So easy to break loose at this track. Or get under that yellow line into turns 1 and 2 or 3 and 4, whatever you pick. So easy to snap up and turn right. What were you going to say, Matt?
I will say, Tom, this caution has completely thrown the playbook away in terms of the strategy that we would have been running. I mean, Fuller was involved in that accident to start with. Not to mention the caution coming out has allowed, I believe everyone from Burrell on back has pitted. Yeah. I'm pretty sure Beal took 2 tires to get this track position over Connor Rowe and Van Drugman. And we've also got Colby Hogan, Ryan Robertson, and Christopher Pugliese who didn't pit under that last caution.
It's about to get rowdy, I have a feeling. I have a feeling it's about to get real in the most realist of ways of all time.
I just hope we can keep it real clean and real green.
Yes. I dream.
We both do. So Stroney's still in his box fixing damage, but it looks like Justin Shoop was able to survive that just fine. He's running out there in 12th place, and I can't really see any visible damage.
Got a few altercations so far early on. But we are going to get back at it. Colby Hogan, Ryan Robertson, Christopher Puglisi, Burrell, Jared Field, James Bowles, Connor Rowe, Matt Drugman, Mike DeWalt, and Jonathan Militia rounding out your top 10. We are going to go back green right now. Oh, Colby Hogan lane change before the start finish line. I'm sure we're going to hear about that in a minute. Can't be doing that now. Ryan Robertson, Chris Puglisi battling for position, making it difficult. The Army theme 25 machine pushing Burrell up. We got 3 wide for 5th. Drop it like a hot rock at 25. Unfortunately, Christopher Puglisi doing all he can to be competitive here tonight. Hats off to the 25. Colby Hogan still your leader up in front. Ryan Robertson, Van Drugman, Connor Rowe, Jeremy Beal, your top 5. Mike DeWalt, Ethan Burrell battling for that 6th spot side by side. They go.
That restart could not have worked out better for Van Drugman. He's already up to 3rd place. His competition is running in 13th right now, Brad Gutierrez. This could not have gone better for Van.
Right. That lucky rabbit foot on the dashboard. Colby Hogan in that E-Day Milwaukee Tools Gears machine, taking gears to a whole new level via Microsoft. Right on board with the 66 of Ryan Robertson, rolling around in 3rd place after starting 15. Drugman to the lead.
Oh, Militia's around in the back.
The yellow flag is
Militia
out.
is around.
And you know what, Tom? This might be a case of the automatic yellows having handcuffed this race, because that probably would not have been a caution under the old rules.
Yeah, I would agree with that, because it looks like he was able to keep her straight, but iRacing will have other opinions on it.
I'm sure iRacing thought that he was going to come back down the track and get in the lane of the 33 as the 33 was flying by, but that's put us back under caution for, I believe, the 5th time tonight.
And for us, we're going to take a quick commercial break, get that ad out of the way so we can get back to green flag action here on Casa de la Horseboat. We are back live for the Earnhardt Tribute to 100 live here at Casa de la Horseboat, right here at Richmond Raceway. I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. The Horseboat. Alongside me tonight, Matt Albert, normally running in the 48 machine, taking the night off to hang out with me. It looks like with me for the rest of the playoffs. Again, Matt, happy to have you along for the ride.
It's good to be here. I just like to see some more green flag racing and less yellow flag pacing.
Hey,
as I'm sure we all would.
We will get there. I'm not worried about that. Again, this is round 2, race 1 of 3. For the top 8, moved on from 16, and now we're going to cut it down to 4 here after 3 races. Again, tonight is Richmond. Next week, we are looking at Auto Club, and then Homestead, Miami to round out the second round. So if you can't get her done tonight, at the very least, you have those 2 tracks to look forward to. Now, if you're just joining us, we have had a few cautions. Yes, indeed. But we are getting back to green flag action. On the front row is going to be Van Drugman and Connor Rowe. Colby Hogan and Mike DeWalt in row 2 with Jeremy Beal and Ethan Burrell row 3. Row 4 is going to be Brad Gutierrez and James Bowles. And rounding out the top 10 is going to be Justin Shoup and the 57 of Jeff Gilmore.
Green.
Pace car is off, and we are back to green flag racing. Van Drugman leading us down, and here we go. Here we go. Here we go. A lot of action in the back there, as you can see.
Has decidedly gone the wrong way on this restart. He's already all the way back around the mid-teens.
Talk about backing that ass up. Kobe, hell yeah, brother Hogan. Going the wrong way. File here. Looks like we are good for the moment. Jeremy Beal riding around there in 7th, started in 12th. Gilmore getting a little loose out of 2. Justin Shoup, we've seen in practice. He was a little aggressive in practice, but I think he's just emphasizing the importance of these playoffs. Like, you got to go for it. And I think he was kind of testing his limits of where he can put his car tonight. Again, Drugman, Rowe, Gutierrez, DeWalt, and Ethan Burrell, your top 5 currently. Burrell and DeWalt battling for 4th right now, as you can see on your screen. Gutierrez trying to hold them both off.
Caution, yellow flag.
We got another caution on the track.
It was Blake Schneider going around. Let's see what happened here. Oh, and he hit the wall too. Swings are loose again. If he pitted, he got tires. Those tires are cold. And he ate it on that outside wall there at turn 1 and 2. That is unfortunate. Let's ride on board with him again and get kind of the scoop of what happened here. Trying to keep it together, and then kind of like Kyle Munson, it snapped back right and into the wall, and that was it.
Well, I think you can see from this onboard, and he did just come over the radio and say the engine's still running, so he's pitting for repairs and going to try and get back out there.
Good for him. Good for him. That is awesome. And don't forget, Monday night, the Wheels America 200 at Texas Motor Speedway for the Donut Box Cup Series. Heating up race number 3. And excited to bring you all the action here at about 7:10 here on Casa de la Horseboat. Kind of taking that moniker on of Casa de la Horseboat. I love the sound. It's great. I don't know what you think, Matt, but I think it's beautiful.
Oh, I think it's wonderful.
I love it. Wonderful, he says.
Wonderful.
And Van Drugman, your leader, dominant driver here of the year, driver of the year. If we had an awards ceremony, which I think we should at one point. Factor Mike says road to 500 followers. Not so much worried about that as worried about green flag racing here tonight. That is not a dig. It's just I understand this track is not easy.
So I've got a couple of radio notes for you in the broadcast here, Tom. We've got Nathan Fuller has received the lucky dog and returned back to the lead lap, but he also just came over the radio and said that he got a black flag and he's not sure why. So they're going to try and figure that out under this caution for him. Additionally, Van Drugman came over the radio under this caution just a few minutes ago and said that he really needs this race to hurry up because he's got to go. He's got to leave somewhere soon.
Oh, snap. Mom says it's time to get off the computer. That's not the case at all. That's, I think they're going on vacation or doing something cool, which is awesome for them.
I was going to say it might be the case.
He's got to move this thing along, you know?
He's got to turn off the virtual race car and hop into the real race car. That could be the case tonight. We're not sure.
That could be. Is he being called upon? Who knows? The mystery that is Van Drugman. I mean, but Matt, I can't gush. Gush? I don't know what the term is.
Probably gush.
The young guy, he's got such a talent. He hasn't hit his ceiling yet. He comes out here every week. It doesn't really matter what track it is. He comes out and he's effective.
I mean, you know, he's just got that it factor about him, and he can drive the car anywhere. Even at places where he seems more uncomfortable, like at a plate track where last week, Talladega, he still is on pure pace and car control, easily top 5 at any type of track that we run at.
I would take his uncomfortable abilities on every track in comparison to what I can do. So he is great. Again, great for the sport, great for us. Happy to have him here. He's going to lead us back to green flag racing, what we hope would be a long green flag run. Again, short tracks have been the bane.
Green.
Here we go. And Connor Rowe checked out. When I mean check out, he blinked out. And the toughest guy to pass became the easiest guy to pass for a split second here. Drugman out.
Speaking of easy,
lead. Go ahead.
Easy to pass. It looks like Mike DeWalt might be trying to make this look easy, but Connor's never going to let him have it.
No, not in a bajillion years. Again, 2 teammates, 2 playoff contending teammates, I should add, in 4th and 5th in those points. 1 on the cut line, 1 on the okay line. 1 needs to race better than the other. Brad Gutierrez getting in the middle like an Oreo. James Bolsna, 85. Haven't said his name much tonight with that purple and neon green 85 Ford Mustang. Doing his thing. Top 5 here right now.
Caution, yellow flag.
And we have another caution, and it is that LaJoy? Oh, no, it is Joseph Earnhardt. Very Corey LaJoy-esque. As mentioned, I believe, in the chat. But let's see what happened. That Celsius 07. Shredding the gnar into 1 and 2. Really not much damage. Maybe that back end a little bit. That was kind of a hard knock against the wall. But let's see his latest Tony Hawk Pro Skater impression.
I don't know what's in the air, but it's just another one of those nights. Maybe we've got a full moon or something.
Full moon, 2 cheeks.
Best advice I can give you, start drinking heavily.
That I can do. Easy. Earnhardt looks like he's going to be okay. Lucky dog looks like is going around the outside. That is Nathan Fuller with that dinged up 24, trying to keep her alive. Give him a lot of credit for hanging in there tonight. Like I said, Auto Club and then Homestead after this, the next 2 weeks. Those races are going to be fantastic. I am excited. Richmond, I wasn't as excited for.
Oh, just over the radio just now from race control, we're going to single file restarts for the next restart.
It has been requested on the radio. Single file restarts. That's amazing. But again, I think it's warranted, and I think Race Control is doing a hell of a job issuing that. I think we have to do it right now so we can get some laps turned here. Not typically what we have to turn to, but cars getting loose, snapping loose. Some of these guys just got to know their limits. If you're on TikTok, look us up at Gears Cup Series. Again, I'll bring you back in, but I want to show you. Right up here. You haven't seen us, there we are. Give us a shout out. Give us a follow. Hang out. Enjoy the content that is Gears and everything to do with Gears.
We lost Militia to a connection drop during that commercial break.
Shocker. Looks like one lap to go this time by Van Druckmann, Connor Rowe, Brad Gutierrez, Mike DeWalt, James Bowles, Jeremy Beal, Justin Shoup, Ethan Burrell, Ryan Robertson, and Christopher Pugliese rounding out your top 10 for this restart. Has control in the Geico restart zone.
Green, green, green.
Bada bing bang. Connor Rowe flashes again on that restart. Good for the 5 team. Hopefully they can get that figured out. Maybe plug in that Ethernet cable a little bit harder into the modem. Druckmann, Rowe, Gutierrez, DeWalt, and Bowles, your top 5. Beal, Burrell, Shoup, Robertson, and hell yeah, brother Hogan rounding out your top 10. Pugliese and Gilmore battling for 11th. Brandon Meyer, that 33, again, our Sprocket Series champion. Was a long shot to make the top 8. Unfortunately, couldn't make it. But again, our Sprocket Series champion. Sounded like Ryan Robertson hitting the wall. What were we going to say, Matt?
We've had Travis Stroney return to the racetrack 26 laps down after repairing damage from that incident with Kyle Munson. He's got at least the position on Militia to make up, and maybe whoever else gets taken out as he drives through Earnhardt as I'm talking about him.
Yellow flag is out.
Oh, man. Here we go. Let's back that ass up. Let's see what Stroney did. Pepperoni Stroney. Says you need your bush trimmed? I got you. Ran him down like a dog. Oh, man. I mean, to his defense, if he would have tried to go right, he would have snapped right into the wall with the way these cars are driving. Sometimes you got to do the old 4th down. You got to punt. That is unfortunate for Colby.
Yeah, unfortunately, right there was a symptom of Earnhardt was trying to serve a 1-lap black flag hold, and from the previous caution, he was trying to serve that penalty, and Stroney did not hear him call his pit and ran into him, unfortunately.
Damn, girlfriend. I said it once, I'll say it again. This caution is brought to you by Dale and Dawson Stationary Supplies. $7 on Steam. Pick it up today. Play with your Gears Racing League brothers and sisters. Hanging out, pretending like we give a shit about working in an office. Who knows? You could be fired by Horseboat next. And pick up Dale and Dawson Stationary Supplies today.
I'd be honored to be fired by Horseboat.
Hey man, I've only been a manager once. It was really funny. I had a great time.
My very first game on the entire game was a manager, and I had no idea what I was doing. I won my second time as manager, so I made up for it.
There you go. There you go. It's a fun game. And if you've never tried it, really simple. It doesn't take much to run on your PC, and it's hilarious. I mean, I've really haven't laughed sometimes as hard as I have on that stupid stuff. Definitely worth $7 for sure.
Yeah, no, I'm glad you're advertising it because we need more people to play with.
Absolutely, we need friends.
We need more friends, Tom.
We need more.
Always more.
Gotta tell you.
Except cautions, not more cautions.
No, we don't.
We've
need
had enough
cautions.
of those.
We need more green flag lap racing. I haven't even been able to get a loosen loud in here tonight. We're almost
Yeah,
70 laps
I've
into
been
this
waiting
race.
for that tonight. I've been hoping for that.
We got at least one more lap after this one to go back to green flag racing. It's been brutal here tonight in the beginning, but at the same time, I understand it. It's Richmond. I would be doing the same thing. But that's why I emphasize again, I'm here in the booth. This is why I'm good at what I'm doing. Because I would be calling a lot of these cautions if I was on the track here at Richmond here tonight, especially at Richmond. Now, I think I'm a decent driver. Don't get me wrong. I'm not trash. But Richmond is not my strong suit.
I think I even would have brought out a caution tonight, to be honest. Richmond is a very difficult racetrack, especially on a long run with worn out tires.
I like, if I'm picking, like Nashville Super Speedway is pretty fun. Like, I like that track. I'm not great there, but I can survive here. At Richmond, I'm not good with keeping my brake pattern consistent.
Unfortunately, Nashville pretty much tanked my playoff run, so I can't really say that I'm very good there. My tires don't really go beyond 10 laps at that track. So
I just like to race there. Bringing us back here again, going back to green flag racing: Van Drugman, Connor Rowe, Brian Gutierrez, James Bowles, Mike DeWalt, Ethan Burrell, Justin Shute, Jeremy Beal, Ryan Robertson, and Colby Hogan rounding out your top 10. Again, the 45 having control in the Geico restart zone.
Green flag.
Boogity, 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 as the great Carol Walker would say. I almost said Michael, that's funny. To the inside goes the 84 on the 5. Will the 5 concede? I don't think he has a choice at this moment. He's going to be side by side for the moment. 84 tucks back in. 45 out to a good lead and good pace. The 14 and the 9 just can't seem to get away from each other. Big shout out to Jeremy Beal and Ryan Robertson for continuing to fight all race long. Oh, Pugliese in the wall. Were you going to say there, Matt? Sorry to interrupt.
yeah, no problem. The 07 is serving his 1 lap hold now this time since he didn't get dumped on his way to pit road.
Yeah. That's unfortunate for the 07. Just not just bad luck here tonight for him.
I firmly believe he's
Hogan
still in
in the
this
wall.
race. He's only going to be 2 or 3 laps down here, and we've had a rash of cautions all night tonight. So, oh yeah. We're definitely going to have another caution soon, so.
Always love a good guarantee from Matt Helpers.
I'm full of them. Most of them usually aren't right.
And what you're watching here is Jeremy Beal riding around in 8th. 57 of Jeff Gilmore and the 66 of Ryan Robertson. Robertson holding down the top 10, the 10th spot. And look, Christopher Pugliese almost sails away into the inside wall on the backstretch. Is able to save it. Thankfully, the 25 and his virtual team will not have to deal with a repair. Could be
We're 3 wide for second place on the backstretch.
Looking at it clearly, Rowe, Gutierrez, and Burrell. A menage a trois of pain. Burrell to the inside. 84 up top. The 5 of Connor Rowe in tow. And all this is good for the 45. He can walk away. As it's UFC Fight Night here on Gears.
And James Bowles is really, really impressing me tonight. I haven't really seen this amount of speed from the 85 car all season other than maybe Dover. So,
yeah, he seems
really nice to see him running up front.
Yeah. Also
Said it was a home track for him, so we'd love to win here.
Also, shout out to the 999 machine of Justin Shoup at Washington Capitals. Toyota Camry rolling around in 6th. Needs a good finish here tonight. Trying to get above that dreaded cut line.
I'm really, really impressed with the 85. He seems to hold just such a steady angle through every corner. And he doesn't seem to be spinning his tires as much on exit as much as the guys up ahead of him who have been battling, especially the 5, who's been spinning his tires on exit.
As the 85 is impressive, we are nearing 90 laps at Richmond Raceway and our first Gears Loose and Loud of the night. This is sponsored by our race sponsor, Turbo. get that underway for you. Again, I'm Tom Turkey. Alongside with me tonight is Matt Albert, again, driver of the 48 car, now Type Booth broadcaster with me as we descend onto the playoffs again. Matt, thank you for having me be a part of your experience here tonight. Matt, how are you feeling about this race?
I'm feeling a lot better about it now that we've really gotten a good green flag run in. I'm seeing a lot of spread out cars, but I'm also seeing little clumps of cars, so there's still a lot of action to follow along with.
And if you've been profusely drinking or having a great time in your residence, I applaud you. Responsibility for overthinking. Let's make it clear, okay? Van Drugman is the leader, Ethan Corral, Brad Gutierrez, Connor Rowe, and Justin Shoup, your top 5. James Bowles, Mike DeWalt, Colby Hogan, Ryan Robertson, and Brandon Meyer rounding out your top 10. Again, as Matt mentioned, they've gotten single file, but there are little battles everywhere you look. Again, Jeremy Beal right now having to deal with the wrath of the 21, trying to make up ground as he was involved in an incident earlier. Jeff Gilmore, which is on the lead lap, trying to battle the 42. It's watching the battle between the 21 and 42 right now. Ooh.
We just had Justin Shoup attempt to dive on Connor Rowe, and he messed up and lost about a second and a half on him.
Yowzer.
Lost a spot to Bowles as well.
The 999 going backwards in that Washington Capitals Toyota Camry. Now into the clutches of Michael DeWalt. And a lot of people talking in the garages, when is he going to get his next win? He's been on a drought, hasn't won since back in 2023, early 2023. In practice, he was very fast. I think he's holding out for a little something here at the end, personally. But it would be nice to see that 9 car back in victory lane here before the championship.
It'd be thrilling to see Mike win a race again, because you know that he'd savor it this time. I don't think he really savored it last time, especially considering the circumstances of how the race ended.
Sorry, Matt, to interrupt you with my yelling. Chris Pugliese hitting the wall coming out of 1 and 2, almost affecting the number 9 car's race. Ended up getting fine.
So we've just lost Stephen Gurley from the race. He's dropped out of the race, which means that's another spot for Stroni to be able to gain tonight.
And that's huge when it comes to playoff implications. Again, I'll flash that point standings again here before the night. He's hitting the ball again, coming out of 4. You saw just entering the screen. But you're watching a battle here now for 5th between Justin Shoup and James Bowles. 85 of Bowles and 999 of Justin Shoup.
I'm really surprised the 85 hasn't been able to take off as this run has gotten longer. I thought for sure that the longer that this run went, the more beneficial it would be for the 85 to be running the way he was, and he hasn't been able to get by Connor Rowe yet. Maybe that's the problem.
Well, you know, maybe these guys are holding back a little bit. I mean, it's a long race. Last 100, there could be a little bit of gamesmanship going on, as it were. But some of these guys, they're not built for that. Some of these guys really play into that. It's up to you to decide who that is as you watch and follow along throughout the season. As you can see, Justin Shoup making a pass on James Bowles. 4th, 5th place and moving up. Connor Rowe now in the sights of the 999.
Yeah, Shoup doesn't really seem to be in complete control of his race car when he goes to make his passing maneuvers, but it seems to be the only way that he's able to pass into turn 1, just by getting on the brakes just in the right way that he's really set the car to the inside, and he's got to hope it sticks.
And you gotta believe that uses up a lot of tire when he tries to make a move.
Uses up tire and heats the tire up as well. It's not going to be performing at its optimal potential.
I can feel it all the way down in my plums. Getting all
Oh, and he almost makes contact with the 5. That could have been in the realm of netcode. That's a dangerous realm you don't want to live in if you know what I'm talking about. If you know, you know. Van Drugman, Ethan Burrell, Brad Gutierrez, Connor Rowe, and Justin Shoup. James Bowles, Mike DeWalt, Colby Hell yeah, Brother Hogan, Ryan Robertson, and Brandon Meyer rounding out your top 10. And this is an intense battle right now. This is the one you want to watch here on the track. This battle is
The best racing on the racetrack right now by far. And Connor is definitely, if we haven't agreed by now, everyone should agree, the toughest pass in the Cup Series, because Shoup had him cleared and Connor used the bumper on him and got back around him again.
a very good driver is the 5. He'll make it hard as hell for you to pass. He doesn't care if you're a teammate. Teammates mean nothing. He wants to win a championship, and consistency has been key for him all year long. That's why he is in playoff contention. That's why he is above the cut line. If there's anything that you can say about Connor Rowe is that he is bold in his conviction. And I love that about him.
Looks like we've got Ryan Robertson pitting. And I think Brandon Myers followed him in.
Yes, he has. Mike DeWalt as well. Pit cycles happening. This is going to be helpful the rest of the way. These guys will not have to pit again if it stays green. Van Drugman now laying a lap down to these folks. And really letting the hammer down.
I mean, I think at this point the 5 is severely holding everyone behind him up because they're over 11 seconds behind the leader now. And I feel like only 10, 20 laps ago they were only 5-6 seconds behind them. So they're really dropping like rocks now.
He does not give a shit. He does not care about anything. I can guarantee you. If you asked him
Connor,
right now, he would not care.
Connor is locked in. He's just not going to get past right now. And Shoup is frustrated. He came over the radio and expressed his frustration, and now Shoup's stuck battling the 85 with the disadvantaged line again.
Oh no! He's like a younger version of Jerry Jones on a row. He does not care. She'll be coming around the mountain when she comes.
That's what she said.
Your leader right now is Van Drugman, Brad Gutierrez, Ethan Burrell in the pits, Connor Rowe, and James Bowles, your top 5. That's going to quickly change. Burrell and Beal dropping down your leaderboard as they will pit again. Pit cycles are good here. That means if you pit now, you're good the rest of the way. And what is that going to mean? There goes Connor Rowe. Van Drugman on pit lane. Justin Shoup is going to assume. Yeah, second place there. Brad Gutierrez, your leader currently. He needs that bonus point that Hendrick car is 84.
Definitely a smart decision by him to stay out long and get the bonus point from leading a lap.
I think they call that business decisions, Matt.
Business decisions.
Hogan, Fuller, and
Burrell's
The yellow flag is
sideways
out.
in front of Hogan, and that's brought the caution out at the worst time for almost everyone.
Wow. See what happened here in the Gears Cup Series. Wow. Get sideways, shreds the Nar, no damage done. Good save by Burrell. I think that is a save of the night here so far. Let's take a look at that again. Let's back that ass up. Again from the meandyourmom.com blimp cam. Look at that. Look at that. Yeah. I don't think he even touched Colby Hogan. Back it up one more time. and see from the perspective of Colby Hogan. That was a definite poop check for the 20 machine, who's been through some shit here tonight. In the pits, Justin Shoup assumes the lead. And the tables turn. Again, if you're just freshly joining us, thank you. This is the Earnhardt Tribute 200 here at Richmond Raceway. Sponsored by Armin Gerbach. Again, Amon Gerbach is pioneer in dental CAD/CAM technology and is one of the leading innovators of preferred full-service providers in digital dental prosthetics. Hey, man, I need some implants. Let's talk. I need some prosthetics in my teeth. Again, Amon Gerbach is the place to go. Call him there if you're in Charlotte. The number on your screen.
I'm a bit confused by this decision of Justin Shoup to stay out.
I don't know.
Bold strategy, Cotton. Let's see if it pays off.
I'm not sure if he's committed to it. I think, yeah, he's trapped a whole bunch of the field a lap down with this decision.
I mean, I don't know. Like, I wouldn't put it against. I wouldn't, you know. I don't hold it against him for being like that. I think it's actually kind of funny.
I don't understand it from a strategy perspective for him because he's still going to have to pit. There are people on his lap with him that aren't going to have to pit, so he's going to pit under green. I don't really get this strategy call at all. To lead a lap, but now he's trapped on the racetrack. He must have been trying to lead a lap, but he doesn't realize that the pits are going to be closed for him if he doesn't pit on the first lap.
The 999 living on the wild side here for the Earnhardt Tribute 200. Matt thinks he needs to see a therapist. We'll see here live tonight. Again, Shoup on underneath the cut line in the red. Needs a good finish tonight to get up there. Just shows everybody's doing all they can to make it happen for them. They want that championship. They want it. They need it. Justin Shoup, Brad Gutierrez, Colby Hogan, Jeff Gilmore, and Nathan Fuller, your top five, with Blake Schneider, Van Drugman, Ethan Burrell, Ryan Robertson, and Brandon Meyer rounding out your top 10. Again, single file restarts seem to be the plan here for now. 999 having control in the Geico restart zone, and
Green
here
flag,
we go.
green flag.
Back at it. Melissa damn power went out again.
That's been a common occurrence for him this playoff run.
Militia, bro, we need to golf. Tell me, is that a possibility? Are we going to VR golf? Eddie needs to play around. 84 to the inside of the 999. Trying to get that lead. And inside 70 laps to go. Shoup now falling back to second. Colby Hogan all over the back bumper. Somebody darting to the inside back there. Looks like the 85 of James Bowles going after Van Drugman. Not going to be successful. Brad Gutierrez now your leader here at Richmond. I have to get a link, Militia, one of those link cables for my Quest 2.
Caution, yellow flag.
We have a caution out. Oh, Ethan Burrell, Blake Schneider involved. Oh, and he backs into Travis Stroney. Pepperoni Stroney. Let's back that ass up for the Gears Cup Series instant replay. What the hell just happened?
This is the clown show, Tom.
Hey, we're good. Oh, yeah, police shredding the gnar. Hits the wall. Joseph Earnhardt getting sideways. Stroney around and getting T-boned. Oh my
I'm not calling anybody out in particular. I'm just saying that that was a bit of a clown show there. We had 4 or 5 different cars. Self-spin.
Look at that. It's like almost synchronized swimming. Oh, Blake Schneider. Oh, he got the worst of it. Tonight is not the night for so many drivers here. It has not worked out. Just trying to get back to green flag racing. Trying to avoid it. And boom. Back that up one more time. Militia subbing, gifting a sub. Looks like the big spooky, giving up to 13 subs here out of the goal of 20. That is awesome. Thank you, man. I appreciate that a lot. See it happening. Everybody trying to maintain. Be calm. Looks like everybody's muscling it together, and all of a sudden, yeah.
It's definitely enough.
That was unfortunate. Looks like Schneider's going to stay alive and inside the top 10.
One of those lucky enough to be on the lead lap at the moment.
Lucky to be on the lead lap. My cats are not approving. Loud, man. Brad Gutierrez, Colby Hogan, Jeff Gilmore, Nathan Fuller, and Van Drugman. Your top 5 so far: Justin Shute, Blake Schneider, Ryan Robertson, Brandon Meyer, and Connor Rowe rounding out your top 10. Again next week, Kevin Harvick tribute to 100 at Auto Club. Same bad time, same bad channel, and Monday night we have the Wheels America 200 at Texas Motor Speedway, the Donut Box Cup Series right here at 7:10 Central, 8:10 Eastern, over here at Casa de la Horseboat. Again, appreciate the subs and the follows. Again, 20 followers away from 500. Never thought I would be even close to that mark. Just because I don't advertise, I don't do a lot of the social media stuff. But I appreciate everybody following along, having a good time, even if you're a driver working, watching the race while you're driving. Appreciate the viewership and making this your home for watching racing on Friday night. Again, as we're getting ready to go back to racing, we have Brad Gutierrez, Jeff Gilmore, Colby Hogan, Nathan Fuller, Van Drugman in your top 5 with Justin Shute, Ryan Robertson, Blake Schneider, Brandon Meyer, and Connor Rowe your top 10. Looks like if Schneider can make it back up there, he will get that position. Otherwise, 84 having control.
Green flag, green flag.
Oh, a little check up there with the 24. Did not go. Van Drugman charge back up towards the front. Has been a patient one. 3 wide here, back. Looks like 4. Oh,
the yellow flag is
again.
out.
I don't know, man. That target has become a target here tonight. Let's back it up and see what we can see. Looks like that car just snaps loose, and then, yeah, similar to a couple of cars we've seen tonight. 6 may need to call it a night. Just tap out, man. It's okay. You're not in the playoffs. It's good. Nobody's judging you.
You know, unfortunately, that's just another case of automatic iRacing cautions calling a caution that shouldn't really be a caution.
I mean, it is when he's, hitting the wall and spinning around. Like, I mean, they're going to call that 100% of the time. unless you're on the inside of the lane and not, inside of the yellow line, not affecting anything, you're in the turn, Unfortunately.
I've always just felt that in races like this where we've had extended connected periods of caution, that incidents like that need to be let go to maybe promote the chance of green flag racing.
Sure.
Especially because the only car behind the incident avoided the incident before the caution actually was called. And again, the caution was called by the sim, so we're not controlling any of that. So we're kind of at the mercy of whatever iRacing wants to call a caution. I wouldn't have called that caution if I was in race control.
Well, I think for everybody and all the folks at home, we're going to take a quick break here. We're going to get you loose and loud, put up, grab a beverage, get back. We're trying to get home here almost inside of 50 laps for the Earnhardt Tribute 200. Again, we will be right back. Just a moment. Set. Let's go back. Green flag racing. Lap 145 of 200 in the books. Oh, Gilmore banging doors. And he comes across the nose. He's going to keep it green. And what a save by Jeff Gilmore. That was wild. Gutierrez out to a good-sized lead. Van Drugman right there. Again, battle of the Titans right here with the 84 and the 45. Colby Hogan trying to play spoiler. They should be good to go. Green flag racing on no more pit stops. I don't think they're going to have to pit anymore, I should say. And they're good to go on tires and fuel.
Everyone's going to be good to the end.
Yep. That's what I have been told. Oh, Nathan Fuller almost sending it. Able to keep it together. Gutierrez, Drugman, Hogan, Robertson, and Justin Shoup, your top 5. Fuller, Connor Rowe, Jeff Gilmore, Brandon Meyer, and James Bowles, your top 10. lot of these drivers who know they're not in it anymore, they come here to run and to disappoint the playoff drivers, and I think that's awesome. A lot of these guys really take that role on. Got some of our part-timers in here that have really done well. And overall here with Richmond, I kind of expected a lot of cautions, a lot of mayhem, a lot of chaos. We've had some good green flag runs, but at the end of the day, this is a challenging track. And you wouldn't think so by looking at it if you were just not a race car driver or a racer in general. You're like, oh, that looks easy. Even in a car like this is definitely not easy. Oh, Christopher Pugliese showing us why right there, getting loose out of turn 2. Looks like he is going to park it or hit pit lane, whatever he prefers as far as calming that car down.
Must have broke something when he hit the wall.
Yeah.
Those darn toe links.
Them darn toe links. Gutierrez, Drugman, Hogan, Shoup, and Robertson, your top 5 with Fuller, Rowe, Gilmore, Bowles, and Ethan Burrell. Rounding out your top 10 again. Ethan Burrell last season coming on late, collecting some wins, breaking some hearts, trying to repeat that heading down the road of the playoffs. And running around in 10th right now, holding down that spot. Mike DeWalt rounding out your 12th place position with that 9 car. That DeWalt 100 Years Procter & Gamble Chevrolet. But back up near the front, you see the 84 has a little under a second, 3/4 of a second if you want to call it, 0.75 on that 45. It's right along with your points leader, Ben Drugman.
The yellow flag is out.
I am lying to you. We're not doing that. Not sure what happened.
You're not going to believe it.
Who is it?
It was the 6 car.
Oh, Lord.
It was.
Let's see what happened here
Unfortunately.
with the 6. My boy Blake here, doing all he can
All the way on the backstretch.
with that aluminum can of a car, and he just gets loose, and yeah, that's enough of that, hopefully. I feel bad for Blake. His car just went to crap over the course of this evening. Not what you want to see out of the 6. Hopefully he comes back next week to Auto Club and races strong there. Looks like the 85 of James Bowles getting the lucky dog pass. And we'll head back around. Almost to the end. Stay tuned for the Gears Cup Series post-race show, sponsored by Amon Gerbach. Again, lucky winner of this race will win a cool $10. And a lucky random driver who started here tonight randomly be chosen for an additional $10 courtesy of Amon Gerbach. Again, if you're just new to the channel or just tuning in, didn't get to see the points, let's flash this upon you at this moment. Again, Van Drugman, your leader in the points. 30 points above Brad Gutierrez. I should say 73 points to the good. Brad Gutierrez, 30 points to the good above the cutoff line. Then you see the 5, the 9, the 999, the 40 who's out of this race, the 21 who I believe is, yep, he's hanging out. But the 40 is out. The 8 had to take a provisional tonight. That's going to change things. Van Drugman, I'm being told, needs to go. He needs to move this thing along. It's almost like he's trying to do the double, like Kyle Larson. Got other places to be, damn it. It's your 8-time winner this year. Serve him well. Pace car lights are off. The 84 Brad Gutierrez is going to lead us back in the Geico restart zone. The 20 of Colby Hogan in second. The 999 of Justin Shoup in third. The 24 of Nathan Fuller in fourth. The 5 of Connor Rowe in fifth. Van Drugman in the 45 sixth. The 66 of Ryan Robertson in seventh. The 57 of Jeff Gilmore in eighth. The 85 of James Bowles in ninth. And rounding out your top 10, the 14 of Ethan Burrell.
Van Drugman is the first car on new tires, by the way, after that short green flag run.
Green flag, green flag.
All right, so the push is coming inside of 40 laps to go for the 45. Stay tuned for that. Brad Gutierrez out to a good start. 45 right away goes after Connor Rowe, and I believe if you're anybody, that's what you do right away on the 5 if you can. Get that hole shot and send it. The 24 of Nathan Fuller holding no quarter with him. Oh, banging doors is the 42 or 45 and the 24. 24, like I said, giving no quarter. He is going to be the thorn in the side, and Drugman trying to make it 3 wide as he shall. Oh, mama. The 5 hits the wall ever so gently. Drugman will overtake both of them. Connor Rowe back to the inside of the 45. Makes just a touch of contact. Back to the inside. Hard driving here between the 5 and the 45. The 5 and the 45 putting on a show here. Oh, and the 5 turns the 45. No way. And
turns and screams him out. Caution anyway. Oh no, and he just turned Brandon Meyer.
Oh no.
Oh no. Oh, that's the biggest contact of the entire wreck, and it was under caution.
Oh, if I'm Brandon Meyer, I am pissed. I am so pissed. You weren't even a part of that stuff, and you got taken out. Let's back that ass up, and let's ride along with Meyer just to see what he can see. Connor Rowe, you see that happen, the smoke. Meyer just mind his own business and just gets right hooked into the wall. More importantly, let's back it up and see that confrontation between the 5 and the 45. Again, racing each other hard, granted. Let's not mince words too much. Yeah, you see they're banging doors right off of that. Oh, wow, yeah. That was a rough one. Back that up one more time, see what we can see. Yowzy. That was wild. Drugman only falling 4 spots down to 7th. So really no damage done. He kept that car alive, but then ended up hooking Brandon Meyer as he heads right into the wall, potentially ending his night. Definitely any chance of possibly leading, or not leading, but being on the lead lap. And the tables turn again, Matt.
I know that Van Drugman's going to be restarting in the pack, still in 7th, and he just went for a slide on his tires, so his tires won't be quite as good as they were, but Ryan Robertson pitted the same time that Van Drugman did, and now Ryan Robertson's up to 5th, so he's got fresher tires than all the guys in front of him. So I'm interested to see what he can do, especially considering the run's only going to be about 30 laps, so I really think he can do something on a short run here.
And that is a crazy dynamic coming into play now. Ryan Robertson has put himself in a position to really have a good finish. Again, another one of those guys is, kind of in the wrong place at the wrong time sometimes. Really cool to see the 66 having a good showing here tonight for Freedom United. Or should I say Independent?
Oh yeah, because of the Connor Rowe EOL, Robertson's going to actually end up restarting 4th, so
yeah,
another piece of track position for him.
Good on Connor Rowe for claiming that one, and it was unfortunate for that incident. And for Drugman, he kind of gets lucky there, right? Like, Connor Rowe gets that EOL, he advances position, inadvertently getting around him ultimately, which was the goal.
It ended up working out, I guess, if you put it like that.
I mean, I know it sounds like, yeah, Tom, what the hell are you talking about? I'll grant it a couple points in this evening, I haven't made sense. But in the grand scheme of things, like Matt said, he's one of the hardest drivers to get around, and you could see during that run that he was not even willing to let him go.
Yeah, it looks like Connor's tough to get around because when you do get around him, he just plays with your quarter panel until he gets you just a little bit sideways and he can pass you again. That looks like why he's so difficult to pass.
Brad Gutierrez again leading us off and leading laps here as we get back to green flag racing for the Earnhardt Tribute. 200 inside, 30 laps to go. Good start by the 84, Colby Hogan right there as well. Justin Shoup, strategy paying off so far for the 999 and his team. 45 and the 66 battling for 4th position right now. Again, both drivers with the freshest tires on the track. Again, Richmond not for the faint of heart. Tough track to get around. And as you can tell tonight, it seems like some of these guys really have a good rhythm. They want to get into that rhythm. Cautions definitely take away from that allure. Gutierrez, Hogan, Shoup, Drugman, Robertson, your top 5. Drugman and Shoup now. You see the battle for 3rd. Sideways almost coming out. Oh, and he bumps him out of the way. Let's back that ass up. See what happened here. Oh, yeah, banging doors. Shoup getting the short end of the stick on that one. Gutierrez, Hogan, Drugman, Robertson, and Bulge, your top 5. Nathan Fuller, Ethan Burrell, Justin Shoup, Jeff Gilmore, and Connor Rowe rounding out your top 5. Rowe making the march back up towards the front. Going to be hard to do with 25 laps to go. Again, don't worry, folks. Stay tuned for the Gears Cup Series post-race show sponsored by Aman Gerbach. We'll get you the first, second, and third place finishers and their thoughts on tonight's race. Oh, Jeremy Beal taking it to the streets, and the yellow flag is out for the 42 whiteout axe machine.
We're going to have another restart here.
Just getting loose as a goose. And ultimately bringing that caution out. Not much you can do there. T's and P's for the 42. Again, inside 25 laps to go. Brad Gutierrez going to pit now. Basically conceding to lead to the 45. Interesting proposition. And basically handing the keys to possibly what could be win number 9 for the 45. You see Mike DeWalt getting a lap back, being the lucky dog. But it's gotten real pretty fast here as we are counting down the laps to the conclusion of the Earnhardt Tribute 200. Again, next week, we go to Auto Club for the Kevin Harvick Tribute 200. And then the cutoff race is at Homestead, Miami. 8 will become 4. Again, flash that by your screen one more time. The Jimmy Johnson Southernmost Tunnel 200 and the cutoff. And then the rest of the way you have Darlington for the Southern 250. Bristol Motor Speedway night race for the Bass Pro Shops night race. And then Las Vegas Motor Speedway for Gears presents the finale 2024, where that night we will crown the Gears Cup Series champion and announce the Holiday Series coming up in a couple weeks thereafter. Again, another look at the points race before we go back to green flag racing. This is monumental as you see the 45 and the 84 tonight going at it. Connor Rowe making his presence felt. The 9 hanging around, 999 hanging around. 40 is out of the race, and the 21 is still in it, gaining as many spots as they can before the conclusion of this one. Again, Tom Torrey in the booth with you tonight, as well as special guest Matt Albert, possibly joining us the rest of the way. So I'm looking forward to having that camaraderie. Maybe we'll do some bits. I don't know. We'll see. A lot of cool stuff.
We can figure something out.
We'll figure something out. But again, we are nearing the end as we approach 10 o'clock on the Eastern Seaboard. I always like saying the Eastern Seaboard. I don't know why.
I was just about to point that out. I noticed that a lot with you. You love saying that.
It's just a thing. I don't know. It's just a thing I like. Again, one lap to green flag racing here up next. As we re-rack and get back to green flag racing, Van Drugman in the 45 out in front and leading us back down the Geico restart zone. 20 of Colby Hogan, the 66 of Ryan Robertson, the 85 of James Bowles, and the 14 of Ethan Burrell, your top 5. The 57 of Jeff Gilmore, the 5 of Connor Rowe, the 84 of Brad Gutierrez, the 24 of Nathan Fuller, and rounding out your top 10, the 999 of Justin Shoup. Again, single file restarts have been the way of getting things done here at Richmond, trying to get home so we can get to Auto Club. Back at it. Here we go for the Earnhardt Tribute 200 here at Richmond. Matt, 18 laps to go. James Bowles really sending it into 1 and 2, almost with consequence there. Drugman out to a good lead. Does anybody have anything for the 45?
I think we can't count out the 14 car of Ethan Burrell yet.
No, absolutely not. I totally agree. Ooh, Ryan Robertson getting a little loose.
I can't believe he saved that, Tom.
I'm very impressed that he did. Drugman, Hogan, Burrell, Bulls, and there goes Gilmore. Green flag. They're keeping it green. Holy shit. Inside that infield, they're going to be like, yeah, that's cool, bro. Cool story. Drugman, Hogan, Burrell, Bowles, and Gutierrez, your top 5 with 15 laps to go. See that pass now between Hogan and Burrell. Burrell in the 14, Hogan the 20. Both red and black, both badasses. Inside of James Bowles is Brad Gutierrez. And that HendrickCars.com freshly pitted. Does he have enough time to catch Drugman? And if he does he have anything for him when he gets there? Connor Rowe in 6th right now, marching back up, trying to gain position, possibly come home with a top 5 would do him well over his teammate, Mike DeWalt. We're sitting on that cup line. In between the two is the 999 of Justin Shoup, who's had a pretty solid race here tonight, has been inside the top 10 most of the time, has led a couple laps as well. Strategy paying off in that Washington Capitals 999 machine.
I still really think
Go ahead.
the best chance we've got tonight for Van Drugman to not win is Ethan Burrell right now, right behind him. He's running basically identical lap times to him, so he's got to find just a little bit of time on him. He ran about 1/4 of a tenth faster that last lap, which is definitely not going to be enough.
I have a feeling we're going to get another caution before this one's over. The battle here is for 3rd. Gutierrez and Colby Hogan. Colby Hogan's car has kind of started to go away on this run, if you can call it that. Brad Gutierrez on a fresh set of Goodyears, doing all he can to catch the 14 and the 45. 10 laps to go. The blink of an eye was 15, and another blink it is 10. Action now between Justin Shoup and Ryan Robertson. That battle is for 7th. Matt, keep an eye on our leaders and see what they're doing. Mike DeWalt in the 9. Currently in 9th inside a top 10. Good finish here tonight. Again, ultimately a good night for him. Yes, it's not a win, but a solid run. Again with Perrin Huggins out, with a provisional, Kyle Munson out. Definitely helps him a little bit. How much is the question? Again, Van Drugman, Ethan Burrell, Brad Gutierrez, Colby Hogan, and James Bowles, your top 5. Connor Rowe, Justin Shoup, Ryan Robertson, Mike DeWalt, and Nathan Fuller, your top 10. Then the 85 started in 10th, now up into 5th. Looking like as long as he can hold off the 5 machine, is going to get a top 5 here. But I'm not counting anything out yet. We get inside 2 laps to go, I'll feel more confident about it. Burrell about 1.27 seconds back on Van Drugman. Again, during the week, we didn't know Van was going to make it. A lot of people were kind of counting that he was going to make it. And by golly, he is here. He's leading the race with 5 laps to go.
got Shoop and Rowe side by side right now on the front stretch.
Here we go. That's a good battle here for 6th.
Something's brewing here.
Shoop trying his best to get ahead of that 5 car. It would serve him so well to make that happen. If he can't win the race tonight, if he can finish in front of the 5, it will have huge implications down the road going into next week. 3 laps to go. 2 laps to go. Van Drugman comes around for the final lap. 1 lap to go here at Richmond. Like I mentioned all week, it was kind of in the kind of murky, kind of cloudy if he was going to make it here tonight. But your winner of the Earnhardt Tribute 200 is the 45 of Van Drugman, taking home win number 9. Van Drugman, Ethan Burrell, Brad Gutierrez, Colby Hogan, James Bowles, Justin Shoop, Ryan Robertson, Mike DeWalt, and Nathan Fuller, your unofficial top 10. Again, we're going to let the 45 burn it down. We will be right back with interviews with the Gears Cup Series post-race show sponsored by Amon Gerbach.
Van Camp.
We are back here live for the Gears Racing League post-race show, sponsored by Amon Gerbach. Again, I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. The Horse Boat, bringing you in for the post-race show. Again, Matt Albert, special guest here throughout the playoffs. Again, happy to have you. Hopefully you got some questions for our finishers. Due to time constraints for the 45, your 9-time winner will not be joining us in the booth tonight, but let's start it off with the 84 of Brad Gutierrez. Brad, do you have a copy?
Yes, sir.
All right, welcome to the program, man. Happy to have you. Saw you leading laps out there, doing your best to trying to keep the 45 at bay. What was your thoughts here of the race here tonight?
I was kind of hoping to just keep him behind me, but when he got to second, I knew his tires were better than mine. And I mean, the only thing I had to do was just pit there. I wish I would have stayed out, but my car was already starting to plow. I wouldn't be able to hold him up.
Sure. I mean, at the end of the race there, it looks like you were giving her hell. We were kind of surprised that you pit, but, I understand it, given the situation. Third place finish is nothing to scoff at. That's going to help you with the points as far as staying above the cut line. So nothing to shout about as far as a victory, but anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, my RGR guys, Skylar, Yahir, Jake, Jacob, all of them over there. And good win for Drugman. Shout him out. I don't know. I'll shout out Kobe. I don't know what he was doing on the restarts there, but I helped me out too, so I'll take it.
Well, again, congratulations, man. I know you're disappointed with that finish, but you gave her hell tonight. Congrats, man.
Thank you, man. Appreciate it.
That was the 84 of Brad Gutierrez. Again, giving her hell and giving him his best here tonight for the Gears Cup Series at Richmond. And second place, finishing that Office Depot, number 14, Ethan Burrell. Welcome to the program. Happy to speak with you, man. How do you feel about your finish here tonight?
Yeah, how's it going, Tom? I feel pretty good. I feel like me and the 45 had pretty similar pace, but I just never had a good shot at him. I was kind of off sequence for most of it, and then had that spin under the green flag, which was very unfortunate. But I felt good, man. I wanted one spot more, but I'm happy to climb back to second.
Yeah, I mean, you were a fast car all night. Matt mentioned here towards the end of the race, you and Drugman were actually running near identical laps. So it's hard to catch a guy when you're running near identical laps. You both are dominant forces. And anybody you want to give a shout out to?
Yeah, shout out to Matthew Weeks. I know he wasn't able to race tonight. He wanted to, but his power went out from the storms.
That's a bummer.
Yeah, shout out to you and Matt for putting on the show here, and Mike DeWalt for letting me race when I can, man. I feel bad. I'm always pretty busy on Fridays, but thankfully I was able to make it out tonight and had some fun with you guys.
Hey, whenever we see the 14, we know it's going to be a good night. Congratulations, man, and good luck the rest of the way.
Thanks, man. See you guys.
And that was the 14 of Ethan Burrell. And Matt, sorry I didn't let you get a word in there, man, but any thoughts post-race here tonight of the race you saw this evening?
Yeah, I mean, my main thoughts, aside from the playoff drivers, aside from Van and Brad and how all that went for the guys running up front, I was really happy to see James Bowles pull out that top 5 tonight after seeing him run good earlier in the race, and I was really surprised at how much Mike DeWalt struggled, because I figured that after last year's performance where he led a lot of laps and won some stages, that he'd be a top 5 contender tonight. And after he qualified up at the front, he led some laps in the first 20-30 laps, but after he lost the lead, he just couldn't pass anybody the whole night.
Yeah, and ultimately, it was a decent finish for him. But again, kind of like Brad, it's not what he wanted, right? It's just, you're trying to float above that cut line, and tonight I don't know if he is going to make that.
He wanted more. He needed more. He's going to have to go into next week getting a really, really strong finish to be in contending for the top 4.
And a perfect segue, as you mentioned, next week we will be at Auto Club for the Kevin Harvick Tribute 200, only here on Twitch.tv. Again, it's a pleasure to have you, Matt, as always. I hope you come back next week. Again, we're going to wrap this up here for the Gears Cup Series. Again, I am Tom Torrey, a.k.a. The Horse Boat. Alongside me tonight, Matt Albert, bringing you all the pain and strain here at Richmond. Have a great weekend. And see you Monday night for the Donut Box Cup Series, only here on Twitch.tv.